We're excited today to have Darlene Brown, Executive Director of Partners in Education, with us to talk about an upcoming event that has a tremendous impact on our neighborhood and our schools, Stuff the Bus. To provide a little background for our viewers, Darlene, can you tell us about Partners in Education, PI, better known as PI, and what it does for our community's Craven County school system?
Well, PI is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we're what's called a Local Education Foundation, or LEF. So what we do is we are chartered to supplement the funds for our teachers in the classroom. And so we raise money through events like Pancakes for PI, which we'll be having in December. And also we provide back to school items for children who have been identified as in need through Stuff the Bus. And that's really what I think we're here to talk about today, is our Stuff the Bus event, which is going to be coming up soon.
And you have been with Partners in Education how long now?
This October 24th, how do I know that date? It's will be 5 years.
5 years. And I know you've had a tremendous impact on the program and everything that PI is able to do. Talk a little bit about the grant system that Partners in Education works for classroom teachers.
Well, when we raise money through events like our Pie Spring Luncheon, and I was saying Pancakes for Pie, our fundraiser, our membership, those funds go directly to a program called Pie Grants.
Right.
And we give out, last year we gave out 19 grants for a total of $25,000, and they are $1,500 each. And they're based on a rubric. We have a program committee and a board that reviews all of the grants, and these grants are available to Craven County Schools public education teachers to apply for, and it's for creative hands-on projects in the classroom. That's what our program committee really likes to see, are projects in the classroom that align with the curriculum.
So these 19 grants that you've given out in the last year, are those just one time of year, or is it spread out over the school year? How is that?
We have a fall and a spring cycle, and one of the things I learned after being there a year is we need to get the money into the hands of the teachers early in the school year so they can implement their grants.
Right.
So we've kind of moved up our grant cycle, so we give it out twice a year. Once in September and then once in December.
Right.
And then we have several other grants too. We did have a Weyerhaeuser mini grant, and you'll be excited to know as a former board member, this is now the International Paper Grant. And it went from $100 each to $250 each. And they have doubled their award that they are giving us, and instead of $1,000, we now get $2,000. And that also is a spring and fall grant.
Okay.
And some of the other grants we have, we are partnering with the Bernson Insurance Agency nationwide for a $3,000 technology grant. We are partnering with Chevrolet of New Bern for a $2,500 technology grant. So we have TRAA, the Art Association, we have an art grant. So we have a bevy, as you would say, of grants for our teachers to apply for. And some of these are more focused for the school, so we encourage the principals to apply for some of those. And then we also give out $30,000 through the Bate Foundation to different schools.
So PI has really become an expert on grants.
Well, yes, we have. Yeah, well, the number one thing is to raise the money so that we can give that money to our teachers. And I would say that we have probably doubled the amount of grants that we're giving out to our teachers and principals in the last 4 years.
Okay. We understand that the upcoming Stuff the Bus is an annual event. It happens every year this same time during August. Can you tell us how long that's been going on and how that particular activity came into existence?
This is our 7th annual Stuff the Bus, and it really started with the tax-free Saturdays. If you'll recall, we used to have those, and then those went away a couple years ago. So we aligned this event with the back-to-school sales. And when we have students who are going to school without any school supplies. Do you remember what it was like to go to school with brand new pencils and pens and crayons and paper? My personal favorite is, people who know me, as pencils. I love a pencil. And to have those all sharpened and ready to go. And just think if you're in a situation where your parents can afford to get you those things, because every school has a school supply list, and you can find those school supply lists on the individual schools' websites. And so they have just different things that they need to get to start them on the road to success for the school year. And so some of our students have been identified as in need by their principals and their counselors. And what we do as PI, we take the donations in for those school supplies, and we have several places around town where we will take those school donations, supply donations in advance. If you don't want to go to a Walmart on a Saturday, you can drop off in advance. And we will see that those in-need students will get those school supplies. And PI is not a conduit to give out those school supplies. We charge the principals and the counselors to identify those in-need children. So if you know of an in-need child who needs school supplies for the new school year, have them contact the school's principal to get those school supplies.
Okay. And over the years, obviously, the 7 years that this event has been happening, it's grown in size, and so you now have drop-off points where folks can deliver things in advance, but you've also grown in terms of the location, and the principal location has been where?
We started out at the Walmart on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Right.
And now we wanted to take in the western part of the county, so we now have the Walmart on News Boulevard, and then we also have Havelock. So all of our schools have been sort of, they're being served by the different Walmarts. So when you go and purchase your school supplies, we have this really cool thing that our technology department came up with. We scan the items as we receive them, so that we can come up with an instant inventory at the end of the event.
Right.
So you asked me, how do I know that we gave out $25,000 in school supplies last year? I can tell you because we have a sophisticated scanning system, just like a store would have, and it scans it straight into an Excel spreadsheet, and at the end of the event, we can tell you how many items and how much in school supplies we received.
And is it correct you also receive cash donations as well?
We do. We'll have a donation box set out, and some people want to just come out and put their change out, and we'll take that. And what we do is we grab that money at the end of the event. We look over all of the items that have been donated, and we say, well, we need a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that. And we send the teachers in the money, and they hit that Walmart store. And let me tell you, a teacher knows how to get $1 out of $1.
Understand. What are the times for this event? And this is going to be a week from Saturday, August the 5th?
August 19th.
August 19th.
August
19th.
19th. From 10 to 2 in front of the Walmart stores. Look for the big yellow school bus, and we'll have the big we'll have the big stuff the bus signs on the side of the school bus. And we'll have totes in front of the buses, and each tote will have the name of the school, and the teachers will divide up all of the school supplies so that they're evenly given out. And the teachers will decide if you come up with crayons. Well, we all know crayons go to elementary schools, but if you give a composition binder, they know that should really go to a high school. Okay. So the teachers will be identifying where to put the different school supplies that are donated, and then at the end of the event, it'll be like a little store. Like I said, we'll be scanning those items in, and at the end of the event, the names of the totes the names of the schools are on the totes, and the principals will come and pick up those totes and take them directly to their schools. So they'll be ready the first day of school.
Okay, and from your experience, the greater need is at the elementary school level, and that's predominantly where folks should come.
I'll tell you, we need it at all different levels. And I say that even for our book drive. We are also having a book drive November 13th through 17th. Right. And we used to call it Children's Book Drive. And, you know, when you go into these middle schools and these high schools, they love to read. And you can give them a good mystery or something to read and engage them, the Harry Potter books. I mean, these, older kids, they love to read too. So, we need school supplies, we need books, we need everything for K through 13.
So if some of our viewers actually can't get there on Saturday to these locations, they can actually drop off at other locations that we'll have on the video showing where they
Right.
can go and what they can do in the way of making contributions.
Right, we go to the Havelock Chamber, you can go to Wells Fargo downtown, BB&T downtown, Century 21 downtown, the Sound Bank, and you can go to Central Services at Craven County Schools,
Right.
and that's Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. And the last day that we're going to be taking those donations at the drop-off points is August 15th, because we've got to get those school supplies scanned and ready to go. So, and then at that point, you can drop off Saturday, August 19th.
How large an organization is Partners in Education? How many board members do you have now?
We have 27 board members.
27 board members, and of course, some volunteers that work as well to support the programs
Right, and we'll have up to 20, 25 volunteers at each site.
at each site. Okay. All right.
This is a fine-tuned machine at this point.
It certainly sounds like it. And you mentioned the other fundraising and other promotional activities that you have throughout the school year. If someone wants to become a board member or do more in the way of participation, who should they contact? How should they reach out to do that?
Well, the best thing that you can do is to visit our website, cravenpartners.com,
Okay.
and there'll be a list of all of our events that we have coming up. Then also there's a way to make donations through the website if you would like to do that. But if you're interested in becoming a board member, contact me, Darlene Brown. My phone number is 514-6321. If you would like to volunteer, we'd be more than happy to talk to you.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to this very special preschool, before school starts event to support the Craven County school system at all levels. And that will be on Saturday, August the 19th, from 10 to 2 at these various locations you mentioned.
At all Craven Walmart stores.
At all Craven Walmart stores. Okay, well, thank you very much. We
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you being here today, Darlene.
And thank you for
Appreciate your work.
serving Partners in Education as a board member and as a president.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Darlene. Thank you.
You're welcome.